In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use MailChimp. Now, MailChimp is an email service provider that we recommend to a lot of people regardless of the website platform that they might be using. And one of the reasons is that it's free for up to 2,000 emails. You can see when we go to MailChimp.com and we look under pricing, they have this plan called Forever Free. And if you have 2,000 email subscribers or less, you can send up to 12,000 emails per month at no cost. In other words, you might send out 6 emails per month to your entire list of 2,000 subscribers, and it doesn't cost you anything. So this is a great program for people that are just getting started with email marketing. Now, when you go to MailChimp, the first thing that you have to do, if you haven't signed up for an account, is create the account. If you already have, then you go to the login link up here in the upper right. And from there you can simply enter in your username and password. And you log in. Now, it may be that if you are utilizing MailChimp in conjunction with WordPress, that you are actually getting your email list built up inside of WordPress. And when someone goes to your website to fill out the form to join your email list, that data goes directly into MailChimp. It doesn't go into your WordPress database at all. So let's take a look as an example here at this website. We can see that there is a little form here that says sign up for our newsletter. And when this happens and people fill this information out, this goes directly into the MailChimp database, not into the WordPress database. So let's jump back here to MailChimp, and we can see that once we've signed in that they listed as 3 easy steps. I'm going to skip step 2, designing sign-up forms, because that form has been taken care of with the WordPress plugin. You can, if you're not utilizing WordPress and you have some other type of a website, you can go to design a sign-up form, grab the HTML out of there and paste that into your website to accomplish the same thing as the WordPress plugin. But we don't need to design a sign-up form because that's already been handled for us. We do need to create a list, and you can create as many different lists as you want to. Again, utilizing that WordPress plugin, we may have already created a list that just says, for example, newsletter. And if that's the case, when we come back here, we aren't asking them which list to sign up for because we've already signed them up for just a single list. If you wish to learn more about creating a list, under Create a List, there's a Learn More drop down here, and you can see that there's a video about list overview. And this is a great way to learn about building additional lists. So you might have a list for a specific product. You might have a list for your newsletter. You might have a list that is built up just for a specific campaign. And you can actually target your list and segment them as well. For the most part, we already have a list. We already have a sign-up form. People are filling out the sign-up form and being added to that list. Now, the other thing that you can do with the list is, in addition to letting people sign up through your website, you can go in here and add them to a list yourself. So if we go to lists, we can see here that we have a couple of lists that we've already designed here. This one here has 2 subscribers. This one just has 1 subscriber in this little demo thing here. And I can come down here and I can click on view the list, and I'm going to view the subscribers. Well, in this case here, like I said, I just have 2 subscribers. But one of the things that I can do now is I can subscribe additional people simply by adding them in there. I can segment this list if I have lots of them, and like I said, I can actually come in here and under the subscribe option, I can manually enter somebody into the list. So just enter in their email address and their name if somebody just said, yes, add me to your list. Or I can import a list, and this is basically if I've got like an Excel file of all of my email addresses, I can just import all of those at one time. So let's jump back to the dashboard. We now have our list. People are in the list. We've got the sign-up form on our website. People can continue to add themselves to our list if we want. Now the thing that we want to do is we want to build an email that we're going to send out to somebody. And this is done through the Send a Campaign. And again, MailChimp calls this a campaign. Doesn't just say send an email, send a campaign, because we're actually can have multiple campaigns just like we can have multiple lists. And just like the other areas here, this little Learn More drop-down has a video on building a campaign. I recommend that you watch that video if you have not seen it before, as this will really help you get started on building a campaign. Let's just go ahead and click on the Send a Campaign option here. And we say, the first question that it asks us is who's going to get this email? And you tell it which list you want to have it sent to. So you choose your list, and you can see up here at the top there's actually a little widget bar that lets you know how far you're progressing in this process. So the first thing is to pick the list that we're going to send it to, go to Next, name your campaign, and you can call this whatever you want to. It gives you an example there, Newsletter Test 4, so we can put something in here. We'll just call this, for example, Demo for Video. We put in a subject line. You should go ahead and actually put in a good subject line that people are going to read. We recommend that you actually put your company name in there. So you might say something like Newsletter from Web Stores Limited as an example. The from name, who this is actually coming from, you can put this in as whatever you want. I'll just put my name in here and your email address. And you'll notice that you can have merge tags in here so that you personalize the to field. So instead of it just saying to abc123@gmail, it will put their first name in here if you leave this. You can leave all these other options in here as well. We definitely recommend that you leave the track opens on here so that you can come back in here and see who actually opened the email from you. So next you go to design the email. And you have a bunch of choices here on your templates that you're going to do. If you've already built one, you can go to My Template. If you haven't done one, you can choose one of these other options, the new drag and drop editor. You can code your own through some other HTML program. You can import things. If you haven't ever done one, a good thing to do is just select from the pre-designed forms, and you can see that they have a whole bunch of different forms here that you can use. And once you've picked a form for the way that you want your particular email to look, you can just go in there, grab that one, and edit it, and then save it as one of your own. So this is a pretty easy way to get started. I chose one here for a sale, as if I'm selling a product. You can click on any of the areas that you want to in here. Put a picture in here in this case. If I click on the text area here and I want to edit it, I can just come in here and edit this to say something different. When I'm all done, I can hit preview and test, or I can go on to the next step, which is plain text. And plain text is very important for many people that are utilizing their emails on mobile platforms. So we recommend that you go ahead and create the plain text portion here as if somebody's reading this on their cell phone. You can just hit copy text from HTML and it'll grab all that text in here, and then you can edit that here as well. Go to next step and hit confirm. It makes sure that everything has been set up properly. If it hasn't, then it will give you a warning. You can edit any portion of this, and then you can either send it now, you can schedule it, or you can preview and test it. That's how easy it is to create an email campaign utilizing the popular MailChimp email marketing solution. In the upper right, if I click Save and Exit, I can go back to the dashboard and start a new campaign.